Copites, welcome back to Copites of Anfield. So this is the my video for the game yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I've got a few stats for you. I'll quickly talk about the game. There's not a great deal to mention really. I thought we had a very poor first half. Dan Burns took the lead, give Newcastle the lead just before half time, didn't he? The bullet header. McAllister had no chance of marking him. McAllister's what, 5'9". He's 6'7", I believe. But the power he gave that header was unbelievable. So 1-0 down at half time. I did predict we could be 1-0 down at half time in my preview video yesterday. Second half came out, played a bit better, and then Isak scored, didn't he, with a good finish. And then we seemed to up it again. Played brilliant to get back into the game at 2-1. Good finish from Chiesa. Don't know why it took VAR nearly over 2 minutes to see that. I mean, I'm sat watching it on the telly and I could tell you straight away that it was onside. They're just scared of making mistakes out of these VARs. You know, they're under that much pressure now from the clubs and their actual authority body. But so what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at the stats now. So let's have a look. So we've got, this is SofaScore, obviously, and it says the average SofaScore rating was 7.02 for Liverpool, 7.06 for Newcastle. So in summary, they had 6 matches. Liverpool had 6 matches to the final, and Newcastle had 7. 15 shots for Liverpool, 13 for Newcastle. Goals conceded, 7 for Liverpool and 3 for Newcastle. 9 assists for Liverpool, 7 for Newcastle. Attacking was 2.5 goals per game for Liverpool and 1.9 for Newcastle. Shots on target per game, 6.8 for Liverpool, 4.6 to Newcastle. Big chances per game, 3.5 for Liverpool, 2.6 for Newcastle. 2.3 big chances missed per game, 1.3 for Newcastle. Passes, Liverpool's ball possession was 62.5% and Newcastle's was 45.7%. Passing accuracy per game, Liverpool's was 474.5, which is 86.6%. Newcastle's was 315.9 and 81.8% possession. Accurate long balls, 17.0 for Liverpool, which works out at 47.7%. And Newcastle was 16.3, which works out 47.1%. Defending, clean sheets, Liverpool had 1, Newcastle had 4. Goals per game, 1.2 for Liverpool, 0.4 for Newcastle. Interceptions per game, 7.7 for Liverpool, 6.7 for Newcastle. Tackles per game, 16.3, and Newcastle's was 13.1. Clearances per game, 17.8 for Liverpool and 30.0 for Newcastle. Penalty goals conceded, none for both teams. 2.8 saves per game for Liverpool and 1.9 for Newcastle. So this is where it gets interesting for me. So it says duels won per game. Liverpool 47%, Newcastle 49.4. Fouls per game, 10.5 for Liverpool, 10.3 for Newcastle. Foul offsides per game, 2.0 for Liverpool, 1.6 for Newcastle. 7.5 goal kicks per game, Newcastle 8.3. Throw-ins per game, 20.8 for Liverpool and 16.1 for Newcastle. Yellow cards 1.0 for Liverpool and 2.4 for Newcastle. So that was basically the team comparisons for the build up to the final. This is just statistics. So match overview. Liverpool had 66% possession to 34 for Newcastle. Big chances, 2 for Liverpool, 3 for Newcastle. Total shots, 7 for Liverpool, 17 for Newcastle. Goalkeeper saves, 4 for Liverpool and 1 for Newcastle. Fouls, 14 for Liverpool, 10 for Newcastle. Passes, 450 for Liverpool, 227 for Newcastle. Tackles, 14 for Liverpool, 17 for Newcastle. And 10 free kicks for Liverpool and 14 for Newcastle. 1 yellow card for Liverpool and 2 for Newcastle. Then it goes on to the next bit of stats. So total shots, 7 for Liverpool, 17 for Newcastle. 2 shots on target for Liverpool, 6 for Newcastle. Hit the woodwork, none each. Shots off target, 3 for Liverpool, 8 for Newcastle. Block shots, 2 for Liverpool, 3 for Newcastle. Shots inside the box, 7 shots for Liverpool and Newcastle 11. Shots outside the box, Liverpool had none and Newcastle had 6. So you can get where we're going here, can't you? The duels was 57% for Newcastle and 43 for Liverpool. Disposed 11 times, Newcastle, 7 Liverpool. Defending tackles 1, 86% for Liverpool, 65 for Newcastle. Total tackles 17 for Newcastle, 14 for Liverpool. Interceptions 7 for Newcastle, 3 for Liverpool. Recoveries 45 for Newcastle, 44 for Liverpool. Clearances 37 for Newcastle, 27 for Liverpool. Even breaks down the goalkeeping part of it, which you can see. I won't go into that. But yeah, as you can see, I think Newcastle had a fair whack of it, didn't they? You know, unfortunately they made Liverpool play their style of football. Liverpool can't beat Newcastle at their own game. They're too big. They're too physical. I mean, our midfield didn't hardly win any duels. But at the end of the day, guys, we weren't good enough. No excuses of tiredness. Weren't prepared. You know, the PSG game. If you can't get up for a final, then you shouldn't be in a final. Newcastle wanted it more, and congratulations to Newcastle. That's all I can say. The first trophy in 70 years. They wanted it. They weren't leaving that pitch without that trophy. Now we've just got to concentrate on the league. We have to win against Everton in the next game. We need to win 5 games and draw and 1 draw out of the last 9 games to win the title. I believe we'll win the title, but we have to play a lot better than what we played against both PSG games and the Newcastle game, because Everton will come. Everton want the win. You know, look what they did in the last game. They didn't give up, did they? And Tarkowski scored that great goal later on. So we have to be up for the game against Everton. And let's just hope that now, with the international break, that none of our players get injured. Leave me a comment what you thought of the game. I'm not overly disappointed, to be honest. Like I've said before, I've got a family that live in Newcastle. So I've got a soft spot for Newcastle. I always have. Obviously, Liverpool are my main team, but always had a soft spot for Newcastle. You know, back to the days of Shearer, Gascoigne, Ginola, Faustino Asprilla, Les Ferdinand. You know, they've had a great team over the years, and we've always had hard games against them. But yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you like to support the channel, the links will be in the video description. That's it for now. Take it easy.